Welcome to Season 2 of the Illuminated page, a program for readers and writers. We will talk about books, book-related topics, writers, what they do well, and how we can do those things ourselves. In Season 1, we briefly discussed Charles Dickens and how good he was at tying all his minor characters into the major story. But that's really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Dickens. If you've read any Dickens at all, you know his genius is in creating characters. The names alone tell you so much about Dickens as creator. You have Mr. Flintwitch, Dick Swiveller, Miss Havisham, Sissy Jupe, Edmund Sparkler, URIAH Heep. Honestly, the list is long and I could go on, to say nothing of how certain characters that he created just work themselves through the fabric of our culture. Does the name Scrooge ring a bell? Of course it does. Apart from his obvious genius for naming characters and creating memorable characters, he's also so good at hiding important plot elements with some of the minor characters. Think about Our Mutual Friend. Where would that plot be without the Boffins? Oh, I might spoil a plot here. Make sure to put in a screen that says something like spoiler alert with like a buzzer so that people know it's coming. I mean, I can trust you, right? Let's start that again. To say nothing of how in Our Mutual Friend, the Boffins are the ones that hold the key to the secret at the end. Who would have thought that the dustbin, the dust heap, the garbage characters, as so many people thought, would be the ones that held the secret all along? And then, of course, in Little Dorrit, you have Panks. Where would Little Dorrit be without Panks? He's the one that figured it out. He's the one that brought the information. He's the one that made sure the Dorrits, well, you know, I don't want to give it away. But I do have that spoiler alert screen. No, I don't have time. Moving on, the reason that so much of Dickens rings true for us is that it's true that every person, no matter how minor or seemingly minor they may be, displays the image of God. Even the small and the marginalized and the people that we would look down on are important. They matter. They matter enough to have interesting names. They matter enough to be fully developed. And yes, I'm talking about Dickens, but I'm also talking about life. The people that we look at as small and marginalized and unimportant, they often hold the key to something we need, something we know. And even if they didn't have any kind of key, Dickens is reminding us that they matter. Look at his greater body of work. He's known for writing books about poor orphan boys, poor defenseless orphan boys who in Victorian London could have been taken advantage of by anybody. Dickens was shining a light on the fact that they matter, that everyone matters, and that's why his books ring so true to us. Now, I don't pretend to be on the same level with Dickens, and heaven knows I'm not great at naming my characters, but one thing I have tried to do, especially in my fiction, is to make sure that the characters I create feel real, that they seem like full, real, actualized people with histories and friendships and backstories. And I've been really excited to get feedback from readers, and although they haven't been talking about the plot of my first book, Collapsible, they have been talking about the main character, Rachel. Some people like her, some people are annoyed by her, but the fact is she seems real to a lot of readers. And in that small way, I owe a great big thank you to Mr. Charles Dickens. That's it for this week. Tune in next week for more about reading, writing, and how we can become better at both. In the meantime, you might want to think about downloading one of my recent releases. Depending when you see this, I have 3 options available, maybe 5, again, depending when you see this video. But no matter what you choose, I hope you enjoy your choice. See you next week.